Suppose this is your site list. You can click a site from the list and then click Collision Diagram. This screen shows the choices for plotting collision diagrams. You can plot collision diagrams on blank space. You can also plot collisions on a street map. If you plot collision diagrams on a street map, you have 4 choices. Use location information from your data. Enter the address for the location you're going to plot. Enter the latitude and longitude for the location you're going to plot. Or translate codes or mile points into addresses or street names. You can check Option and then select Color, Size, or other options for the collision diagram. You can plot collision diagrams in Google Earth and several other mapping platforms. Here is how to plot a collision diagram in blank space. If you keep zooming in, you will see that each collision is labeled with date, severity, and collision type. If you click a plotted symbol, it will display the detail record from the data. Let's go back to the screen for plotting collision diagrams. We will plot the same crashes on a street map. We will assign the location to be plotted at 16th Street and Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. The reason we assign to this location is because this demo uses sample data from SafetyAnalyst. The sample data from SafetyAnalyst uses dummy route and city names to hide the data's identity. However, we want to plot the data on a real map, so we assign real street names and a real city name to the selected location. If you order the software, your data will have real route names and city names. The program will simply read them and use them, so they do not need to be assigned. We will go back to the screen for plotting collision diagrams. We'll add 6 more fields to label the collision diagram. The 6 fields include travel direction 1, travel direction 2, light condition, weather condition, surface condition, and inventory ID. Altogether, there are 9 fields. Note that you can choose any fields up to 9 fields. If you choose collision type, travel direction 1, and travel direction 2, you can easily verify whether the program has plotted the data correctly. We will change the label color. This is the same collision diagram, but now each collision is labeled with 9 fields, each field separated by a comma. For example, the first labeled field is date. The second labeled field is severity. The third labeled field is collision type. The fourth field is travel direction 1. The fifth is travel direction 2, and so on. Note that you can choose any fields up to 9 fields. If you choose collision type, travel direction 1, and travel direction 2, you can easily verify whether the program has plotted the data correctly. You can select another site and plot the crash records on the same map. We will assign the location to be plotted as 17th Street and Constitution Avenue in Washington, D.C. We will use a different color to plot the collisions. We will increase the size from 2 to 10. Besides plotting collision diagrams, we can also plot the crashes with stacked symbols. This is a screen for plotting stacked symbols. You can choose what you want to see. For example, collision type, accident severity, accident year, or select any field from the data. We will choose collision type. As you can see, there is a stack of symbols plotted at the location. Each symbol represents one crash or one record. The symbols are stacked on top of one another, creating a three-dimensional view. Because we chose collision type, it uses different symbols to represent different types of collisions. For example, symbol RE represents rear-end collision. Symbol AN represents angle collision. It also provides a legend for the user's reference. The user can change the size and angle of the stack of symbols. You can choose another site and then plot the crashes on the same map. Let's choose another color for the collision diagram. We will choose accident severity for plotting stacked symbols. Again, there is a stack of symbols plotted at this new location. Each symbol represents one crash or one record. Since we chose accident severity, it uses different symbols to represent the severity of different accidents. For example, symbol C represents minor injury, symbol K represents fatality, and so on. You can choose another site and plot the crashes on the same map. We'll choose another color for the collision diagram. We choose day of week for plotting stack symbols. Again, there is a stack of symbols plotted at this new location. Each symbol represents one crash or one record. Since we chose day of week, different symbols are used to represent the various days in a week. It uses symbol A to represent Monday, B for Tuesday, etc. You can pick what symbols to be used. Here's how to do it. You can pick what symbols to be used. Here's how to do it. The user can change the size and angle of the stack of symbols. In this demo, we selected 4 sites from the site list and plotted these 4 sites on the same map. However, you can actually select as many sites as you want and display them all on the same map. This enables you to visually compare different sites.